Hai, Assalamualaikum. I'm Putri Nurdiana binti Muhammad Zainuddin. My number ID is 24050157006. I'm from semester 7 and section 2. Today I want to present our slide final year project, and my lecturer is Dr. Hanif bin Hassan, and my title is Respiratory Health Study on Air Pollution Due to Traffic in Primary School Children with reference to Sekolah Kebangsaan Langgar and Sekolah Kebangsaan Demik Kota Baru, Kelantan. Alright, this is our overview, and that we have an introduction, literature review, and methodology. And for introduction, I have background, problem statement, question and objective, scope and limitation. For literature review, I have introduction, theoretical, conceptual, and framework, gap in literature. For methodology, I have a sample and population, data that we use method, and ethical considerations. Okay, we go to background. For the background of the study, this research focused on the issue increased air pollution caused by rapid motorization and urbanization. In many urban and school areas, the number of vehicles continues to grow, and this leads to the release of harmful pollutants such as carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, hydrocarbon, and fine particulate matter. Children are the most vulnerable group because their respiratory system is still developing, making them more sensitive to polluted air. Their daily activities such as walking to school or playing outdoor increase their exposure. Previous study both in the Malaysia and other country have shown that traffic-related air pollution is closely linked to respiratory symptoms like choking, flu, and sneezing, allergies, and difficulty breathing among primary school children. Therefore, this study aims to understand how traffic pollution affects the respiratory health of children in Malaysia. Okay, next for the problem statement, the main issue is that primary school children in Kota Baru are highly exposed to traffic related air pollution because many schools are located near busy roads. This exposure leads to respiratory symptoms such as choking, flu, allergic, and breathing difficulties, which affect their health and school performance. However, there are still a lack of updated data to understand the current situation. To study is needed to provide clearly evident and support better prevention program in school. For the subject objective, this research aims to analyze how traffic-related air pollution affect respiratory symptoms among primary school children in Kota Baru. The study also seeks to identify which air pollutants such as carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, hydrocarbon, and PM10 have the strongest impact on children's health. In addition, the study evaluate different in respiratory symptoms based on age, gender, and method of transportation to school, as well as the level of awareness among teachers, parent and school. These objectives are important in help school and authorities plan better prevention strategy for children. Research question. The first question focus on the level of respiratory symptom experienced by children in high areas. The second question aimed to determine which type of pollutant from vehicles contributes the most to health problem among students. And finally, the third research question looks at whether symptoms difference based on age, gender, and how students travel to school. This question guide to study to ensure the findings are systematic, meaningful, and relevant to current condition. For scope and limitation, for the scope of study, this research focus on primary school children age 10 to 12 years, and they can accurately report their respiratory symptom and daily activity. The study was conducted in school located near major routes to assess actual exposure to traffic-related air pollution. The main areas of focus include children's respiratory symptoms, different based on age, gender, and transportation method, as well as the awareness level of teacher and parents regarding air pollution risk. However, the limitation of the study the first point is other environmental factors not fully analyzed. Industrial / domestic pollution, socio-economic factor. The second point is limited geography, only selected school in Kota Baru, Kelantan. For literature review introduction, in this study, we focus on air pollution caused by the traffic in Kota Baru, its effect on children's respiratory health. Children are highly vulnerable because their lungs and immune system are still developing, making them more sensitive to pollution such as CO, that means carbon monoxide, NO2, nitrogen dioxide, PM 2.5, that particulate matter 2.5 micrometers, and the last one PM10, particulate matter 10 micrometers. Okay, the exposure to this pollutant can cause respiratory symptoms such as wheezing, allergy, and difficulty breathing. Parental awareness to government monitoring are important to reduce the risk, and understanding this impact help in planning better policy and preventive measures for children's health. Next, we go to theoretical framework, and I choose Bronfenbrenner ecological theory. I choose Bronfenbrenner ecological theory because it helps explain how child environment influences in their development and health. The theory shows that exposure to air pollution is not just about immediate surroundings, but also involve interaction with parents, teacher, and community, and government policy and societal awareness. The layer approach helps us understand why some children are more vulnerable to respiratory problem even if they're in life the same areas. For conceptual framework, our study looked at how traffic-related pollution affect children's respiratory symptoms like wheezing and shortness of breath. Factors such as distance from home or school to main road, parental awareness, and children outdoor activity can influence the level of impact. Next, limited research on young children is most previous study focused on primary school children, but kindergarten children whose lungs are very sensitive are rarely studied in Kota Baru. This shows a need to include younger children in research. Second, environmental and social factors not fully explored. Factors like distance from main roads, school ventilation, outdoor activity, and parental awareness were not analyzed in detail. This can influence how much children are exposed to air pollution. And the last point is lack of current data and practical strategy. Many studies Many studies used old data and did not reflect current traffic conditions or school location. There is also little research on practical prevention measures like green space or safer road for children. Okay, for methodology, this chapter explains the methodology used to study the impact of traffic or pollution on children in Kota Baru. The study focused on preschool and primary school children in areas with heavy traffic like Jalan Sultan Yahya Petra. Children are more vulnerable because their lungs are still developing and they breathe faster, which increase exposure to fine particles. Common symptoms include choke, wheezing, failure, and shortness of breath. We'll also consider environmental social factors such as distance from main roads, building ventilation, outdoor play, and parents' awareness of air pollution risks. Data was collected using questionnaires from parents and guardians. This approach provides current information to help parents, teachers, and local authorities reduce respiratory health risks in children. The sample consists of 60 parents and 50 teachers. Parents report their children's respiratory symptoms and daily routine, while teachers observe symptoms during in-school hours. Purposive sampling was used, focusing on children exposed to traffic, qualified teachers, and willing parents. The questionnaires was adapted from previous study and tested for reliability with a Crunchbunch alpha of 0.83. Ensure consistent and trustworthy data. For data, the data collection lasts 3 weeks in 3 kindergarten near Busy Road in Waka Baru. We use Google Form for questionnaires to parents and teachers because it is flexible and convenient. The questionnaires collected information on demographics. Children exposed to traffic pollution and respiratory symptoms using a 5-point scale. In addition, we observed the kindergarten environment, including playground, distance to main road, and outdoor activity to verify the data from parents and teachers. This study follows strict ethical procedure. We obtained permission from the kindergarten, and parents and teachers signed voluntary consent form. All personal data are kept confidential using code and password protect storage. Observation and brief interview were done without disturbing children activity. Participation was fully voluntary and all data will only be used for academic purpose. Okay, we go to ethical consideration. First point is permission and consent. Second, voluntary participation. Third, confidentiality. And the last one, non-intrusive methods. And that's all from me. All final year project.